So apparently there are accusations about Jason Momoa being shot behind the scenes to media outlets, explaining some of the things that we've seen as of late coming from the mainstream media. Now, in my opinion, the mainstream media, they've been planning this for quite some time. You see the headline in front of you here? Yeah, you and I will talk about that in just a moment. And when I'm discussing this, I want to make one thing very, very clear. I'm not saying Jason Momoa did anything wrong at all. In fact, what I'm saying is that this is a cautionary tale. See, when you stand with allegation alone equaling substantiation, treating words alone as proof, you're creating a culture that permeates Hollywood these days, with examples not only including that certain Aquaman starlet, but with dozens and dozens of other examples as well. It reminds me of the song Dogma from KMFDM. Someone is writing down your mistakes. Someone is documenting your downfall. That's what the mainstream media does. They document your downfall, even if the things they report aren't real. You and I, we're going to talk about this insanity today. Crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. Oh man, so hey there to all you fine folks on this crazy day. I mean, how else do you describe this culture they put together except crazy, except madness? And I hope you folks, you're doing wonderfully. Like I said again, I am not covering this to say Jason Momoa did anything wrong. In fact, I hope two things come out of covering items like this. Number one, I hope this dissuades the media from what they're trying to do here, because they're trying to cancel yet another person. Number two, I hope that people wake up and they see what they're creating, this thing that will inevitably swallow them too. And number three, I hope it wakes just regular people up to what's going on, because it's gotten out of hand. Lives are destroyed because of it. Yeah, I mean, when is enough enough? So yesterday, I was contacted by a source in the mainstream media, and I know a lot of people, they talk about their quote-unquote sources, their quote-unquote anonymous sources, but still, I hope my track record talking about Disney, talking about Warner sources, talking about case sources and all, and I hope that speaks for itself. But this source, they wanted to talk to me about certain articles that I've been covering, saying that it looks like the mainstream media is trying to cancel Jason Momoa. See, over the last couple of weeks, I've covered two story themes that the mainstream media has tried to promote about Jason Momoa. The first being about him and Zoe Kravitz, where they not so subtly suggest a connection that should never be suggested between the two, where they took an Instagram post with this guy congratulating Zoe Kravitz, saying, "You did a good job, I'm proud of you," and they spun it into something else. And you know what? I think that it's not only about canceling Jason Momoa, I think it's about going after Zoe Kravitz, because Zoe Kravitz didn't stand with certain allegations or a certain Aquaman starlet. Now, after that video, I got really interested in what the mainstream was pulling here, because you can always tell when the mainstream, they are up to something. You can see them linking stories, basically putting together a narrative. So I started looking at all of this Jason Momoa coverage, asking, is this about Lisa Bonet, or is this about something more? Now, after I did my second video disproving a huge narrative there, where they try to cancel the man yet again, I got hit up by a very friendly media source, one that does not feed me wrong information. They've been right 110% of the time they've talked about things. They told me that there are two allegations that are floating around behind the scenes that many sources, they've been considering promoting. They're wondering if they should or not, but these allegations, they're the type that will actually undo someone's career. They said, beyond that all of this, it has been seeded for quite some time. In fact, if you look at articles like this one here, now seems like a good time as any to remind you that Jason Momoa once bragged about, quote-unquote, ARPing beautiful women. I'm going to use that word that I redacted as ARPing. And that article makes it very, very clear that the groundwork for canceling Jason Momoa, it's been around for quite some time. I mean, listen to this beginning. You can see it right from go. The final trailer for DC's new movie, Aquaman, was released today, just 1 month before the movie's wide release, December 21st. The highly anticipated film stars Jason Momoa as the titular character, alongside an exciting cast of women like Queer Fave, that certain Aquaman starlet, and Nicole Kidman. Aquaman will be DC's first solo film since the 2017 release of Wonder Woman, a huge win for the comic juggernaut as it drew a wave of praise from female critics for its feminist story and imagery. Naturally, DC has some big shoes to fill after such a major success with the Gal Gadot-fronted film, but in a world that elevates the stars of DC films as real-life heroes, I'm disappointed that Jason Momoa is starring in their latest venture. Now, what this article does is it preps future cancellation by reaching into the far-flung past, finding something that's pretty much timeless. I mean, if you say that people support certain types of things, and then you come out with accusations, society, they nod, and they say, that makes sense, right? Like I said, someone is writing down your mistakes. Someone is documenting your downfall. And to document Jason Momoa's downfall, they reached all the way back to 2011, talking about his character on Game of Thrones, saying, well, when he was playing that accostive character, let's say, you can see I redact that, he made some remarks about ARPing beautiful women on the show. Now, the article continues by trying to link Jason Momoa's name with anyone that can manage to cancel him in the future. Harvey Weinstein, for example, he's listed in here. Ben Affleck, I didn't realize there were any allegations about Ben Affleck, but apparently there was one at the time. They list that in there, and they make this statement: Momoa showed us his true colors once. Remember, too, this article is probably not the most extreme of these type of articles. There are dozens and dozens of examples from that time, and they're always utilized carrying this stuff forward. Now, my source was talking about other things that I'd covered with Momoa, too, like the fact that Momoa, he had been separated from Lisa Bonet for a while. He had been seen out on the town. He had been seen partying, and all of that. It links to 2 allegations that are being shopped around. Like I said, I'm being vague on that because I do not want to put out allegations about anyone, but these are being shopped behind the scenes. Again, they're the kind of things that will ruin you. That's the kind of thing that happens when you stand with that culture. When you stand with people like that certain Aquaman starlet, inevitably, people, they get to you too. Now, hopefully, in talking about this will dissuade the media. Maybe they won't go further. But then again, they went forward with the Zoe Kravitz story. What they do is they slap allegedly on it, and they cover it like it's 100% factual. They don't cover the story. They cover it like it's real. That's the problem with this culture there. And the problem really with this culture is that the people that are being eaten alive by it, they're the people that support it. They're the people that built it up, and they have allowed it to take life after life until it comes for their career, their family, and on. But anyway, I'm going to end here. I could talk about this stuff all day. I mean, this kind of thing annoys me. But I heard about this, again, from a very reputable source that it's building toward it. You can see all of the groundwork if you look at my other videos for it. But anyway, going to end here. Appreciate you listening to me. See you soon.